this was the best one by a long way. This was really good.
I fully agree. There were stakes. It was emotional. It was charismatic. I was like, this is it. But it also was really interesting because this is the first one that I feel like it didn't feel like a pandering like it did with the T'Challa Star-Lord one. And even though that felt like a different universe, this one actually was clearly I was like, there's no connection to any universe. Because if the very idea of it was that Stephen Strange loses his girl, who is played by Rachel McAdams in the movie itself, and the only thing is that he loses his girl. Whereas in our timeline, it's his hands, and he's by himself, and he is, they're cool, but he's actually, she backs off from him. But for him to lose her and her being the heart, which wasn't even very evident in the movie, like she wasn't a heart to him. So
it was a deep dive into the character of Doctor Strange, much deeper than any other movie, even maybe his own movie. Like we've seen him as this character who is narky and arrogant and all these kind of things.
Exactly.
But now we're getting into this deep emotional aspect of him. This, I don't know. Like what I was thinking of is, there's that famous Joker quote that you're only one bad day away from becoming a villain, right? I don't know if you guys know that quote, but you're only one bad day away from a good guy becoming a bad guy.
Yeah.
And that was what this was all about. He was just one bad day. And the fact that he went back to that same day, he couldn't change it. And if you think about it from a certain way, he did it for love. Because at the start, the Watcher says, we even do bad things with the best of intentions.
Right.
If you think about it, he was doing it for love. He kept being told, you can't do it for love. You can't do it for love. And you kind of got with him on board. He's going, no, I can do it for love. I can do it for love. Love will make it happen.
Right.
Love it. And it went
haywire. Like it. And I loved one of the parts that was said was the difference between between dedication and obsession, devotion and obsession, it's you. What is the point where it's past? And just the skew of it and seeing the split. But even I think what's more interesting, and you know what, we haven't even heard from JP, dude. I'm going into it. JP, what was your thoughts on it first before I continue?
It was kind of like a bad Groundhog Day.
True story.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, that was dark. That was actually sad, and like WTF ending. You don't usually see these kind of dark endings in Marvel stuff, which is, a pleasant surprise because, they're shaking it up. They're not using the same formula for storytelling over and over again. They really want to shake things up.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
but
you know what?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
JP.
But I what do you call this? I digress, or I disagree that it might not have anything to do with the rest of the universe. I think this actually has a lot to do with like the multiverse now.
Right. That's why I'm kind of, I guess, okay, maybe not have anything was a little harsh, but I don't think people were looking for it to connect directly with No Way Home. And I don't think there's a direct connection to No Way Home. Yeah. Like people were trying to be like, oh, maybe this is the Doctor Strange that we're actually seeing in that Spider-Man trailer. But I don't think that's the case. I think we're talking about leaps and bounds. Like, I mean, right now, this is a Doctor Strange that is trapped in the crystal of his dead universe. Like he is trapped in a crystal of his dead universe forever. But I think what was really interesting about it the most for me was, despite the fact that the purpose was different, And it also makes me also question what the what did they call it? The what was it on WandaVision? She's a magnitude point, a
Nexus being.
Nexus being, right? So in this one, they basically created something similar to that. What was it? A supplement support. I can't remember what the name is.
Are you talking about it's the point in time, the death? Are you talking about her death?
Yeah, like just what's her name? The Sorcerer Supreme lady. Whenever she said like this is a point, like it has to happen. So and it's something that was key into his universe that it had to happen, which means like it felt like there might be these points and nexuses that maybe are not as maybe the nexus point is not as significant as we chose it, or maybe it is, but it's not the sole power kind of like we're getting. Because what I wanted to kind of get back at was the fact that despite her death, like Strange literally still went through everything that he did in the original movie, but different motivation. Though we didn't see G4's we didn't see Mordo's character in this one, which I thought was kind of interesting. That Mordo wasn't a part of this at all, as opposed to just Wong being there. It's interesting because you see the same power just development, but now he's even doing it in a different way, where it's the powers of the evil versus the powers of like how he did with Dormammu, which got him to the Sorcerer Supreme level.
It's I mean, it doesn't probably link directly into No Way Home. That I agree with that. It doesn't seem to directly link. But what all of these what if episodes can do is open up aspects of this character, open up potential of what this character can be and what this character can do. And I really thought this was. I just loved the way it just opened up Doctor Strange or Stephen Strange as a character and a human being. You know, he's highly driven, highly motivated, and doesn't take no for an answer. And again, when that motivation and that willpower is in the wrong direction, just as I said, one bad day, then it goes really, really bad. And I saw a little bit online before we came on that people are making some connection between him and Wanda, not so much in story, but
in obsession and intent.
Obsession, intent, and the danger that lies in both of them. One, for Wanda, she has just this natural power, this God-given power that is just so dangerous to everyone, or can be good for everybody. He has a drive, he has an arrogance, he has a willpower, which riding on the back of that, he can tap into all kinds of nasty things to serve whatever is, driving him, or serve whatever agenda he has at any given time. So he's a very, very dangerous character.
Yeah.
And again, you think back at that No Way Home trailer, okay, do we know this guy as well as we think we do?
Right.
Do we know Doctor Strange as well as we think? And that's what this episode opened up to me of many things. That was one of the things I thought, do we really know this guy as well as we do? Is he really always going to be the good guy?
I think it was. I think it goes back to that paradoxical, because I liked whenever oh my goodness, why do I keep forgetting names? I always know her. Bolds Tilda Swinton, basically.
The ancient one.
The ancient one. Like the fact whenever the ancient one gave us a split time of Strange going full villain and Strange realizing that he needs to move on.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting to see that you're getting that dichotomy at the same time. Like these are, it's the it's a Jekyll and Hyde concept,
Yeah. Absolutely that. It was a Greek tragedy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was an absolute Greek tragedy with a chorus and everything. A tragedy. It was a huge tragedy. The ending was like, whoa.
WTF.
I love the way it followed through with its conviction. I love the fact there was no last minute save.
Right.
I'm glad there was, like when the good Doctor Strange was fighting the bad Doctor Strange, I thought, based on everything that we've seen and all the power that the bad Doctor Strange has absorbed, there's just no way that this good Doctor Strange should win.
Right.
I thought to myself, if this bad Doctor Strange loses, this has gone against everything we've been watching for the last 10 minutes.
Right.
It doesn't make sense for last minute save.
Yeah.
Bad Doctor Strange was too overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the good Doctor Strange to come in and save the day, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like you can't absorb that many mystic creatures over what I think the other interesting part was this was evil Strange was like had been alive for centuries. Like the Agamotto, which also is a universe where obviously clearly Thanos didn't try and get the Infinity Stones because the Eye of Agamotto was still with him the entire time. That's and we got to see even more of what it can do. I think we always had it was conceptually it was only for a limited period of time, but I mean, it really can go back. It was truly a time travel device. It's similar to what the Time Force people.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't think this will relate to No Way Home, but I think it. You know how we talked about the how when the multiverse split, and then it's gonna it's gonna weave itself back together in the end. I think that this displaced Doctor Strange will be a part of that weaving of the time fabric back into its original.
True.
Thread.
We do know that he interacts with a Spider-Man in What If, so it is true. We are going to see him again.
I've seen. Yeah, if you take a look at some of the footage, newer footage, or some of the newer.
It was still even in the old trailers, to be honest with you.
You can see there's one with him, I think, standing next to T'Challa or something.
Yeah.
And the bad one, so you can see the big bags under his eyes. So it's not the good one, it's the bad one. So he's locked up in that little purple flower. Or what is a crystal?
I think it's a crystal. Like with the universe destroyed, it's a crystal.
And good old Watcher.
I really appreciated the interaction. Like the Watcher actually spoke. Like which also speaks to how powerful Strange can be, that he can be aware of it, and the Watcher's still just like, nah, man, I'm not about to help you. Which I love. I'm not about to help you. I already told you.
Yeah, he says, look,
You've been warned.
Punish me. Don't punish the girl. And the Watcher almost sounds like he's saying, God knows I want to punish you.
Yeah.
But no go. This is in the job description. I stay back and watch, which kind of helps out the Eternals when they come along. When we sit down, we see them, and we're being told that they have to sit by and watch when all these bad things happen. They have a certain job description too. There's now a bit of a precedence for that too, because there are some cosmic characters who have to think big picture, long game. And the Watcher's one of them. The Eternals, as probably going to find out, is another group of those who have to stop to sit back and say, hey, let this go. This is not what we're here for. Which is hard for us to understand, but
it's still reality of sort.
Yeah. But
we'll get it. We'll get it one day.
This is a great episode. I'm so glad this episode. I knew in the first 5 or 10 minutes this was going to be a good episode because just the amount of character they put into it. And Rachel McAdams? I always get her mixed up with Amy Adams. Rachel McAdams, her voiceover work is just really good. The animation is just really involving. Right from the creme brulee, whatever they're going to eat, the French dessert. That interaction is beautifully written and really well performed by the two actors. And I just knew in that first 5 or 10 minutes, okay, everything we said last week, or I said last week, about that episode with Nick Fury not getting enough character or emotion into it, that's not the problem this week. That's not the problem this week, because first thing they did, they established the character, the heart of the story, the love between these characters. which again, I guess you alluded to earlier, Gift, was far stronger and deeper than we saw in the movie.
Yeah.
But this was another universe. And then so when it all went bad, your heart just went straight out to Doctor Strange, even though you knew he was playing with fire. And they just then followed through with their convictions. They went all the way through to the end point where, yep, bad guy wins, and we all suffer. Oh, everyone in that galaxy's universe suffered.
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out.
Subscribe.
Die. Oh, die.